O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show. This
There's just one place where you can drive the new 2025 Acura Integra for only $289 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us number one.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
There's just one place where you can drive the new 2025 Acura RDX for only $399 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us number one.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
We're celebrating a new year with new savings at Toyota of Hollywood, the official #1 volume Toyota dealer. Save big on a 24 Corolla, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. We're bringing you deals that strike fast and hard at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help. After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
There's just one place where you can take $10,000 off the 2025 Acura MDX. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
Welcome to Caneswear.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
There's just one place where you could drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Good morning, boys and girls. Hope you all are doing well. It is Friday. We made it. Yes. All right. We'll see how long the voice lasts. Well, I was looking forward to doing the show today here because, Sean, I did clean out the computer. So now it's working nice. And, you know what I did, what I have never done to this computer? I took out all those programs that you never use. So, like, I wiped out, like, a bunch of memory on all kinds of crap because the computer that we broadcast from, all I do is that computer is only used for this broadcast or the Crypto Bro Show, and that's it. And maybe record something, record an interview or edit something, or that's it. It's not surfing. It's not doing anything. It's not really used for anything else, pretty much. So it's just one of those deals. So I said, man, there's a lot of shit I don't need on here and all that. And I started erasing all kinds of stuff. And lo and behold, the thing works beautiful. So it's we're back. We're back. So no issues with the computer like we had last couple of days. It was freezing up and all that good stuff. We freed up its memory, which is something good now. It feels like my foot now that I can actually move around and without any pain, which is good. Lenny Kravitz at the Roots Picnic. All right. Anyway, how you all feeling there? The 11th Providence beat the 51st state, or the 51st state beat the 11th Providence. Is that what happened yesterday? Is that how it goes? Right? The 51st state beat the 11th Providence. Yeah. That was a hell of a game, dude. It went into overtime. You had the drama. They go up early. You tie it late in the period. You go up early in the period. They tie it late. And then we end up not scoring in the third. We go into overtime. And, Connor McDavid's kind of good. They're kind of good. You know what I'm saying? So what are you going to do? It was awesome. The fact that they made it to the finals, Canada won. I mean, I got to tell you something. I really know what happened last night. Okay? It was the orangutan curse. We have a new curse now in sports. Okay? If Trump picks your team, or, you're done. He picked the Chiefs. They lost to the Eagles. And he gave a pregame speech to USA before the game. Do they really want to hear from the orangutan? Fellas, if you win, we'll make them the 51st state. Could they see this, or it was just hearing? So that's it. It's the orangutan curse. I'm just saying, these are the things that happen in this world now. If your team is in a big moment, you don't want Trump picking your team or trying to pump them up. Okay? So I'm just saying. Okay, we could talk about Canada being better. You can start getting with the facts, but forget the facts here. Okay, we're not going to deal with facts here. We're going to deal with complete, just whacked out points of view. We're going to go with the Trump curse. So the Trump curse. It's not that Kachuk was injured. No, not that they had some injured play. No. No, we're going with the Trump curse, unfortunately. Okay, so that's kind of what it's all about. Superstition, Leslie. That's it. I saw it. He picked the Chiefs, and then they lost. And now he, has USA and all that. And did you see how Trudeau fought back, huh? Did you see the Trudeau takedown? Did you guys see it? Huh? There's his tweet. You can't take our country and you can't take our game. Oh, that was funny. That was funny. That was good. That was good. That was a good tweet by Trudeau. Oh man. But anyways, it was seriously, and all kidding aside, it was fun. It was fun. It was good to have. We have no football. Basketball is, locally our teams aren't shit, dude. It's the Panthers and Inter Miami. That's it. And hopefully Inter doesn't choke again. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they can win the MLS Cup this time around. But, it's like that's all we have in this town right now. Basketball sucks. Football is mediocre. No matter what, it's still mediocre. Okay? You don't win anything. Baseball is completely lost. I mean, give me a break. Can't even talk about baseball. Our football teams, forget about it. With that head coach, you'll never win anything with that head coach. So you're done. Nothing is good in this town outside of Panthers hockey is elite. And then you have Inter Miami. That's it. We have nothing else, I saw somebody post on Twitter, I forgot where it was or something, with the Dolphins coming up, and this is our year. And I'm like, what are you watching? The 3 years of Mike McDaniel convince you his fourth year is going to be our year? Where they're losing more than they're gaining? No. Yeah. Where it's actually going to require better coaching in order to win? This is our year? That's like you're lying to yourself. That's all. In order for you to feel better about it, you got to lie to yourself? Yeah, I'm not going to lie to myself. I'll stay honest with myself. The Panthers are elite. Inter Miami is elite. They choked there in the big moment, but they're elite. I get it. And that's it. It ends there. We got nothing in any of the other sports. We got zero hope in any of the other sports right now. The Heat are in a complete rebuild. That's where they're at right now. Marlins are nowhere. They're never going to win anyways. It's just a bunch of garbage that they just keep spewing every year. So we really desperately need hockey. Desperately. Because we don't have much to look forward to when we look at all the others. If we're going to be honest with ourselves, if we're going to lie to ourselves, then, whatever. The Marlins are building for the future. Go ahead and lie to yourself. Yeah. The Dolphins, they're going to get over the hump this year with Mike McDaniel. Sure. Yeah, he's going to all of a sudden become a great coach. Sure, go ahead and lie to yourself. You know what I mean? You can't do that stuff. So thank the Lord for hockey. Thank the Lord for Vinny Viola and Doug Sifu, because they have put together one hell of an organization. And if you weren't proud to be a Panthers fan because your players were all over the place on that Four Nations face-off, I mean, how do you not take pride in that right there? That your front office, your ownership is so good that their players are playing at the highest level all over the place in that Four Nations face-off. That was, to me, that's where I walk away. Okay, America lost, and that sucks. And I'm all about the red, white, and blue, obviously. But again, we knew that the only way the U.S. was going to win was that the goalie kept staying on his head and come up with a Beezer-like performance. For those of you, that's what we needed. We needed like a Stonewall type performance, because the skill was better on the other side of Canada. So the only thing that stops that shit in hockey is a hot goalie. Like Colorado was 100 times better than Florida in the NHL finals. 100 times better. Forsberg alone was better than all of our offensive players together combined. Okay? I don't even want to I could go Iserman too, right? I think he was on that team also. Any or whatever, I could pick one of those stars that they had, and they were better than all of our offensive players combined. But the Beezer kept you in everything because you just could not get anything past them. That was the only way our boys were really going to win that game last night. That you had to stonewall their ass. Maybe one goal, and that's it. And it's hard against that talent. So I'm good with it. But as a Panther fan, wow, am I prideful. You know, Sam Bennett, right? He stuck it to us, but he's our guy. It's just one of those things. I'm good. It sucks that the U.S. lost. You know what I'm saying? But it's all right. I think like most of us, and I think Canadians are the same way. We really, I dislike Canadians. That's impossible in my eyes. And I think Canadians in general don't dislike us. It's just the politics that are going on right now. They shouldn't feel good about it. And I get it. And I understand. But I'm certainly not going to be a part of any of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? All Canadians I've met are good people. And so, you know, that's all a bunch of crap. But hockey-wise, it's their sport, man. So they're defending their sport like they're supposed to. And it's up to us to, you know, find a way to overcome and beat those boys. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun and a lot of pride, especially if you're a Panthers fan. That was really cool for us. Ty in the Bronx, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Team Canada always wins the big games over USA. Yes. Yes, well, I mean, it's their sport. They're the best at that. I don't have a problem. But you know what I love? I love that our Panthers were all over it, baby. And to me, that is what makes me happiest out of all of it. By the way, where are we at right now with Bitcoin? I know it's been screwing around with 99. We're at 99,316. Manny will be on at 11. Maybe it'll hit 100,000 because Manny comes on. Would be nice. But the market is green today, which is good. I mean, especially the altcoins have been big time in the red. So being in the green right now is nothing impressive, but at least it's better than being in the red again. You know what I'm saying? Remember, many ways to support the show: Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation there too. And you can also make a donation through PayPal. Also, many ways to support the show. Smash the hell out of the like button. Very important to smash the like button. David Furonis will join us at 10:30, so we'll talk a little Dolphins with him. At 11, we will talk Miami Hurricanes with Manny Navarro, so we'll get to that. So you'll get your Dolphins fix here on a Friday. You'll get your Canes fix here on a Friday. And we appreciate all of you out there as always. And by the way, if you are looking for a vehicle on this Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, well, get your butts out there to Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7. They're right on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. The Tacoma double cab right now, you can get it for $399 a month. The SR5 right now, 39 months. Check it out. They've also got no payments for 90 days. They've got 2.75% financing available, 4 full years, 0 down. They've got 2,000 Toyotas in stock. They've got just over 1,200 new Toyotas in stock. So check it out. They've got floors and floors and floors of new vehicles. So you can, if you're looking for a Camry, if you're looking for a RAV4, whatever it is that you're looking for, you can go out there and you have a large selection. I hate to go to those dealerships that, you know, oh yeah, you're looking for a Camry. Okay, we've got these 2 here. That's it? No. Go to Toyota of Hollywood. They've got like 50 or 60 or 70 or 80 or 90. I don't know how many, but It's going to be a lot. So you'll see this color with a sunroof or without a sunroof, with the sports package, without the sports package. I mean, that's the beauty of it. That way you kind of get a feel for really the car you want, the model you want, the style you want, the color you want. And then, of course, the price. Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealership in the Southeast United States. Herbie Lopez and the boys, tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you. Great people there at Toyota of Hollywood. All right. Let's see. Alexis Palenzuela, good morning to you, sir. One-Eyed Jack. Horn Dog. Jeff in Long Island. I can't believe what I saw. News Nation, children in Gaza cheering the murder of hostages. One was a baby. There is no hope in that area. I missed the start of the hockey. It's a hell of a mix there, Jeff, by you. Yeah. It's a terrible situation. And how they'll rebuild there, it's going to be brutal for those people. I'm sure they'll do it. You're not going to move them from there. That's for sure. That's not going to happen. You're not moving the Palestinians from Gaza. They're not going to allow that. That's just some crazy thing. You're not getting Greenland. You're not getting the Panama Canal. You're not getting Canada as a 51st state. There's just a lot of just crazy shit that is thrown out there. And it just, what are you going to do, bro? It is what it is. Get ready. It'll be a crazy 4-year ride. What are you going to do? Cosa Nostra, Ray Sosa, NorCal is in the house. Just in case the Dolphins make it a Super Bowl this season, I'm officially training for the NorCal versus Sean halftime match. I think my Super Bowl will be going to Spain if we can do that. I think that's going to be our goal this year, not to go to different cities because I'm not going to, but the Spain trip might be the trip to cover. That would be the one because I don't know if our season's going to be anything great anyways, but the Spain trip will be great no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's the one that we put together and see if we cover that one. But outside of that, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. What I would love to do is just do something at a bar every week, and that's about it. And that's all. But traveling, I don't know about traveling this year anymore, man. I really don't. It's just, it was painful last year to have to travel for all that stuff. And I had a great time because I had to do other things. But the game itself and meeting people was fantastic, actually. That's good. But I want to win, dude. And I'm kind of tired of the same stuff that we've been going through as Dolphin fans. Really, really tired of it, to be quite honest. Kind of, I'm kind of running out of gas, to be honest. Leslie Mankin, Joe Spencer, as a Boston Bruins fan, I've found it more fun to pull for Brady Tkachuk than the times I have to pull against him. Yeah, well, this beats everything, It was Canada's biggest victory since maple syrup, yeah. Yeah, especially at this moment with the whole tensions going on and everything, they wanted to kind of stick it to the orangutan, and that's why he wanted to give a little pregame speech too. It's not like he's always doing that, so he wanted to do that because he wanted to add a little more oomph that if they won, you see, I gave him a pregame speech. He's not going to brag about the pregame speech now since they lost. He'll just blame them for the loss. He would have credited himself for the win, but he'll blame them for the loss. That's how it goes. If the Panthers make the Stanley Cup Finals again, I swear to God, Trump needs to stay his old age and ass away from calling the Cats. Yeah, he won't call it Cats. Yeah, this was the whole U.S.-Canada thing. What else do we have? Skylar Tipton, Anthony Campos. Lisa Rose, Snow Friday. It's cold here, by the way, Lisa. Wasn't it like in the 60s right now? Did we wake up in the 60s? It's cold, man. Tell you, Lisa, I can really, definitely feel you. I understand all of you out there in the northern part of the country, going through these cold spells. You're dealing with some frigid temperatures. We're in the 60s here in South Florida, bro. We're freezing our asses off. So I know exactly how you guys feel. Okay? We got gloves on. We got all kinds of stuff on. Yeah. Jackets galore. So we're right there with you. Okay? We're freezing our asses off here in South Florida. Yes, sir.
Everyone's got the boots with the fur.
Boots with the fur. That's it. And the whole club looking at her. We hit the floor. All right, enough. Let's see. Oh, you know that you messed up using the word rebuild in the same sentence with the Miami Heat. Pat is going to get you. Pat is going to get you. Pat is going to get you. Well, listen, I love Pat. I'm Pat's left tackle forever. I'll tell him, hey, you haven't done very well the last 10 years. But even not doing well, you're still getting to the finals in the Eastern Conference, so props to you. But my man needs to adjust to what's going on in this world. And he's done a poor job of adjusting. And you sit there and you think you're going to get a star because you're the Miami Heat. And Horn Dog, that shit don't fly, bro. Nobody gives a shit that you're the Miami Heat. Nobody gives a shit that Pat Riley has 7,000 rings. Nobody gives a shit about that. They want the picks. They want the money. And so you need the cap space and you need the picks, and they refuse to understand that. So, yeah. Unfortunately for Pat Riley, the word rebuild is like a fleet enema. But this is exactly what they need. And it's the only way to take a couple of steps back to take 8 steps forward. And I wish that they would understand that, So, but yeah, he's probably got a doll with my face on it, and he's hitting pins and stabbing me right now, probably, Horn Dog. Big Johnson's in the house. True Finn fan, watched the game from beginning to edge, on the edge of my seat. Super proud of my boys for fighting the way they did. The hockey game is there. Any sport is exciting. Seriously, is there? No, there's not. No, the best playoffs that there is hockey. It's not football. It's not basketball. It's hockey, bro. Hockey's the best playoffs that exist. Period. End of story. It's just that we're mostly football fans, and a lot of you aren't hockey fans, so you refuse to admit it. But the best playoffs that exist are NHL playoffs. Best. From beginning to end, the regular season of the NHL compared to the NBA. The NBA, they're a bunch of frauds, dude. In the NHL, they actually give a shit and try. Oh, let's see what else. Oh, Love coming in. Thank you for the support. True Finn fan with the super chat. Dear NBA, please watch the NHL. You suck. No shot, True Finn fan. No shot. Giovanni, thank you for the love on the super chat. Still have a voice to do that right now. Big O, been working my shop in pain, wrecked cycle, February 1st, 2 surgeries, bad collarbone, broken rib, broken thumb, bad hip. Damn, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. Prayers, my brother. I hope you get better soon. Now, all plates, screws, your show I always love. Listen before I sleep lately. Folks, if you ride, wear a helmet. Yes. Yes. Definitely. Wow. Giovanni, I'm sad to hear that, my brother. I hope that you recover as quick as possible. He says, cannot listen live lately and comment hurts till today. I'm sorry, my brother. Hope you get better. And thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you, man. Very kind of you. Thank you, sir. Man, that sounds like a nasty fall, dude. Bad collarbone, broken rib, broken thumb, bad hip. Wow. Now all plates and screws. Yeah. I got a plate on my foot. And so I feel for you because your rehab is going to be way worse than mine. Mine's just a foot, and it took a year. It took a whole year. It's still not there. My foot, I don't know if it'll be ever back to where it was because there's some stuff there, but, you know, I don't know, just weird. But at least I'm not having the pain I used to have after exercise. So, Giovanni, I can't imagine the rehab and the pain and the discomfort you're going to have to go through for a while. Wow. Feel for you, my brother. Feel for you. Wow. Cash App or Venmo, by the way, at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Let's see. Gotta hear your take. Hateful Steve is in the house on Venmo. Thank you, Hateful Steve. Haven't heard from him in a while. I gotta hear your take on this rumor. The Falcons are going to release Cutler, giving the Dolphins an opportunity to pick him up at a huge discount. For the record, I know he's not the answer. Release Cutler.
I think he means Cousins.
Oh, Cousins. Oh. Well, first of all, he's not going to sign here to be a backup. Somebody will still sign him to be a starter somewhere. Would I sign him as a backup here? In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Now, do I trust Kirk Cousins? I don't trust Kirk Cousins anyways in key moments. Just never that he's a good enough quarterback in the NFL. He's a starter. Guaranteed starter because there aren't 32 better. So Kirk Cousins is good enough to start. But do I want him in the playoffs or clutch moments? No. I want no part of him. But as a backup quarterback, you just need somebody that can keep it afloat for the moment. And yeah, I would love him as a backup, but I still think somebody will give him a job as a starter. A bad team that doesn't have a quarterback, the Raiders will say, hey, come on over for a year, whatever. The Jets, they don't have a guy for a stopgap for a year. Kirk Cousins would be perfect for Aaron Glenn. He won't give him any shit. He won't be a PR nightmare, nothing like that. He'll be a team player, all that. And that's exactly what Aaron Glenn needs for a year or two while he tries to find a young guy. You know what I'm saying? So, Steve, I don't think he'll end up here. I think he'll end up a starter somewhere because there are situations where you could use Kirk Cousins for a year or two. Because it's just better than the situation you have right now. Or he can help you groom the next guy. Because when you sign him, he knows already, hey, we're drafting a guy too. You're going to be the starter this year, but there's a good chance he could be the starter by the end of the year or next year. But we want you to be open to all of that. And then he knows what he's getting into. But coming in right away to just be the backup, I think he'll have a better opportunity somewhere else where he can have some incentives, things like that. One more thing, Steve. Give you another angle. Like somebody passed on to me a stupid story about, well, why didn't the Dolphins go after Darren Rizzi? Like, why would Darren Rizzi take a job working for Mike McDaniel on a hot seat in 1 year when he could go to Denver and be with Sean Payton for 4 to 5 years? Job security, doesn't have to deal with moving for a year from now. And he has no guarantees he's going to be the head coach after or anything. And familiarity with Sean Payton, nothing with McDaniel. Stupidity. Anybody bringing up Miami and Darren Rizzi, they don't really understand. They're just hooked on the whole Darren Rizzi was here thing, and we all like Darren Rizzi. But if you're Darren Rizzi, Miami makes no sense for you. Okay? Professionally, makes no sense. Denver makes all the sense in the world. Fiscally, mentally, everything. Professionally, you name it. Well, if you're Kirk Cousins, again, You're going to come down here for a year because they might blow everything up. If McDaniel doesn't get over the top, he's going to get fired, and probably the front office. So why would Kirk Cousins want to come down here and after a year move again? No, go to the Jets, probably stay there for 2 years while they try to find a young guy, and you've got a chance and you got more stability for a couple years. Go to the Raiders where they don't have somebody, have stability for a couple years. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes people got to think and don't think about the situation you're looking at. You have to look at that person and then put yourself in their shoes and then say, what makes logic for them? So that's kind of how it goes. All right, let's do it. Let's talk a little Dolphins football with the one and only David Furones and our Welt and Rheum Miami Dolphins report.
All rise, football fans, as the Welt and Rheum Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
All righty. How you doing, brother? Good morning.
Good morning. Doing well. Got another weekend on hand before I head out to the combine, and also tomorrow doing a Dolphins Cancer Challenge. So excited about that. I'm participating for the first time, not just covering it.
Nice. I'm going to do it next year. Now that my foot is healed, I'm going to do it next year for sure. I'm going to do it. Maybe we'll do a show one and get some of the listeners, and we can all walk or bike together or whatever it is, that kind of stuff. Let me ask you something. I'm gonna bust your balls here. Okay.
All right.
How slow is it in the off season that you're writing an article about an NFL analyst talking about the Dolphins drafting Cam Ward?
No, not the Dolphins drafting Cam Ward.
What? What was it?
Wait, what did you say?
The article you've got of
no,
Cam
it was
Ward?
talks who he.
No.
It's like two things. It's what he said about what the Dolphins could do with their pick, and then he also talks Cam Ward at the top of the draft.
I think he said a big fat guy, right?
Yeah, Tyler Booker. He has the Dolphins taking the first guard in the draft, in his mock draft. So,
what do you?
No,
have?
it was like to cover the Dolphins aspect and also the UM aspect of Cam Ward at the top of the draft. And Daniel Jeremiah did a conference call with reporters from all over. So it wasn't just like what he said randomly or like what's in his article or something. It was he did a big Zoom call with reporters from all over the nation yesterday. So I mean that's kind of like a common story though in draft prep time. Like Mel Kiper does these, Daniel Jeremiah. So they kind of get their analysis out there, and then everyone from whatever team they cover, they ask him what they think they should do with their pick, and then he answers, and then people.
The Cam Ward one is thrown in there when it's just we have no shot at Cam Ward. It's not really part of our plans. Well, we'll keep talking about Cam Ward, but we have no shot at him. So, but that's the juicier part of the article, really, because it's not sexy what Dolphins will do in the first round this year, unfortunately. But
that's why I needed to get that in there, though.
I know,
and he's a UM guy, so he's local.
You know what's the funny part is, while it's not sexy, it's going to be fantastic for the Dolphins if they draft a guard or a defensive tackle. It might be boring, okay? And the Cam Ward stuff is juicy and it's fun to talk about, but in Dolphin land, it doesn't mean shit to us because we're not going to be part of all that. So, it's just funny how we have to talk about something that's sexy, and then unsexy really should be super sexy, actually, because the only way your offense is going to look sexy is by having fat guys on the line that are kicking people's asses. That's the only way you're going to look sexy, actually, is by getting fat.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, might not be as sexy as even an edge rusher like last year in Chop Robinson, or if you look at like Devon Achane as a 3rd-round pick, that's a sexy pick. He's flashy, speed, and all that. But the Dolphins need to fortify the trenches. So, yeah, when I did ask Daniel Jeremiah, all right, what else? What other avenue could you see the Dolphins going? And then the next thing he said was defensive tackle, where obviously they are strong right now with Zach Sealer, and if Calais Campbell's able to come back, you got him. But you need youth there. You need to develop some guys and depth as well, because Zach Sealer plays all those snaps, and Calais Campbell can't take on that big of a workload at his age if he were to come back. So that would be the next choice, of course. So yeah, I want to see. I mean, last year I remember being on the show saying a weight minimum for the first whatever it was, two rounds, and then they went with an edge rusher, and then Patrick Paul, who really does a lot of help in reaching your weight minimum there. So yes, I want to see them. I got to come up with a number, but they got to hit a certain number of pounds that they hit with these draft picks, really getting the big guys in the trenches.
I've said, my theme for the Dolphin off season is it's all about the fat boys, so you can stop being the disorderlies. Okay, and so the fat boys were a rap group back in the day. Did you know that?
Sorry, fat boys were what?
A rap group back in the day. Did you know that?
Yes, I've heard of them. Yes. Yeah, they do all the beatboxing stuff, right?
Yes, and they had a movie called The Disorderlies. So that's why I said go draft the fat boys, defensive tackle, guard, and stop being the disorderlies, because that's what that damn team is right now under Mike McDaniel. It's disorder constantly. So get your ass in order and beef up these lines right now. All right. So fans love the shiny object, right? Okay. You want to have fun and write an article? Well, you're going to release Bradley Chubb. Guess what? The Chargers are releasing Bosa. What do? Do you go after him? And then you'll have your Dolphin fan base going, it's great, but he's an injury-prone player. And that's the reason why the Chargers may be releasing Bosa. So what do you think about the local kid getting released by the Chargers if it happens?
That would be a cool thing if Joey Bosa, if Nick Bosa at some other point in time, but if any Bosa were to come back home. I mean, I covered not Joey, but Nick at the end of his high school career, and that was cool to just see.
This is Joey.
Yeah, this would be Joey. This would be Joey, of course, with the Chargers. But just speaking from the Bosa family, then I remember it was cool when Nick Bosa came back for the Super Bowl, and then he saw certain reporters that he hadn't seen since his high school days, and was like really appreciative at Super Bowl media day to just be like it felt home for him, and he sort of answered to how much he enjoyed being back in South Florida just for that one event, that one big game. So that would be pretty cool if Joey Bosa were to come back. And I haven't gone through any of the financial gymnastics of what that would mean, what he would probably require as opposed to what you're getting Bradley Chubb for. But you're paying Bradley Chubb, right, as it stands now, as a premier edge rusher when you didn't have him all last year. Now, which Bradley Chubb are you going to get when he's now coming off another knee injury that cost him an entire season? When I spoke to him at the end of last season at Locker Cleanout Day, he was saying now this would be like a normal offseason for him as opposed to coming back from something, because he was so close to returning where he was on the verge of it. But then just when they opened up that window and it was getting toward the end, and they were kind of just like, no, he's not 100% himself. So just let it be for next season. So if whatever they have internally in that building tells them, hey, you can get something like the Bradley Chubb that you signed up for, then, maybe you could just stick with him. But there's a lot of money to be gained post June 1 if there's any inkling of a feeling that it's not going to be the same Bradley Chubb.
You're convinced that Javon Holland is gone, right?
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't see truly a plausible scenario where the Dolphins are bringing back Javon Holland next year. I think he's going to be making a lot of money, and I don't think the Dolphins are going to be the ones to pay it up. Not through the franchise tag, which I remember we were both stunned when we saw what the number was. It went up to like 19 or something for safeties, and it's only going to be higher now with the salary cap coming in higher than expected. So I don't see it with the Dolphins, and David Mulugheta, his agent, is going to get him paid somewhere. So and the Dolphins just don't have that kind of money to just throw out there for something that is not a sure thing, and coming off the season that he just had.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just one of those where, like, man, this sucks, because if he can recover from those knee problems from 2 years ago and get back to form, somebody is going to get themselves one hell of a player. Now, this could be Luka Doncic thing. It could be, okay, well, the Mavs were convinced that his weight and lack of conditioning would be an issue, and maybe that's what it will be for the Lakers down the line. Maybe that's what the Dolphins were convinced, that, hey, he's not going to recover from these injuries, and he's not going to be the same again. And you give him that big money, and he never ends up materializing back to being what you thought he was going to be. So right now, it's a really tough gamble to take, and hindsight is going to kill the Dolphins or help the Dolphins, right? Because none of us really know what's going to happen. So if Holland turns into a hell of a player, they're going to get criticized, and if Holland doesn't, they're going to say, okay, they dodged a bullet.
Yeah, and then you think like to Rob Hunt, where he was never injured, had some hamstring issues that final year, that contract year toward the end of the season. And then I don't know how much that would play into it. I mean, I think everyone expected he would be back and just fine. But, just when you do see that one time where he gets injured, which would be the same thing for Javon Holland, because he was always, like, all his life healthy. I remember, like, early in his career, him talking about how, I've never experienced an injury. And then he has those issues pop up to both knees, like can't even compensate with one compared to the other. Then, you just never know how it's going to hit. So, maybe he does turn into, like, similar to Rob Hunt, goes and plays tremendously somewhere else. But just right now, I don't think it's something you can do. And then maybe, like you were talking about, maybe there's some regret not paying up for Rob Hunt now, as Dolphins are in line to really invest at the guard position, which you just had a really good one and had to let him go. Maybe there will be, if you do see Javon Holland turn into everything you had anticipated when you first drafted him.
Yeah, it's a mindset that fans and those of us in media, and it seems like now people in the front office here, the Heat have adjusted to it. This is what you have to pay. Okay, well, then we'll pay Dragic this, we'll pay Tyler this, because that's what the market bears. You got to do it, unfortunately. And it seems like in this sport, we tend to struggle with the reality of the money going. Look at how much the cap is going up again. What's it going up? Over $20 million, right? 20 something, right?
From 20 something from 255 to between 277 to 281 is what Dan Graziano reported.
And we struggle with the reality of this is now the market, and we all gave the Dolphins the break of not signing Hunt because no, you can't pay a guard $20 million. Well, guess what? We're all idiots. Let's just all admit, okay? The Dolphins have to admit to themselves, hey, we screwed up. media can't be critical because we all were like, yeah, no, you can't do it. No. We were all wrong on this. And we need to adjust a little bit and deal with sometimes the reality is what it is. And what you can't do is ruin the fact that you did find a hell of a player. Don't let him walk out the door, bro. Don't let him walk out the door. Keep him. Keep him. Find a way to keep him. And maybe you get a break down the line on on the next contract because he's older and he gives you a bit of a break. You already got a break the first 4 years, right? Because you got him cheaper. Well, you should have paid. Now, that's a lesson learned for all of us now, the Rob Hunt thing. Maybe we got to look at it next time a little different when it happens with somebody else.
You know where there's an even bigger example that I just thought of, and safety position itself. Brandon Jones, he had a hell of a year with the Denver Broncos. You groomed him. You brought him up over 4 years, let him walk in free agency, and he was affordable. The Broncos got him for 3 years, $20 million. So you look at the number that Javon Holland is going to get, if what the franchise tag is at safety, what Javon Holland is going to get paid. You could have just kept Brandon Jones for that figure. That one's not talked about enough. We talk a lot about Andrew Van Ginkel in the season he had, of course, with good reason.
This is why I'm torn with the front office. This is why they can find talent, bro.
Yeah.
They can find talent. But if you keep switching coaches, you keep losing players because philosophies change. And unfortunately, the head coach you hired, this guy doesn't have it. He doesn't matter what you do in the front office. You can have a great offseason. He doesn't know how to cook in the kitchen, unfortunately. And that's where I have I love Brandon. I kept, I remember me and Omar would go back and forth because he didn't like Brandon. I did. And Brandon got better and better every year. And to me, that is very, very important. That when you see a player getting better and better and better, and it's a shame that they ended up losing him because, again, you could use a guy like that, right now. It'd be big.
Yeah, and Brandon, a lot of it also came to because he wasn't necessarily the safety fit for Vic Fangio's scheme last year. So then he's switching schemes, and he actually did all right in it. When he was called upon and Javon Holland got injured and Brandon Jones had to step up, he held it down at that position, but he was drafted for the previous defense of being aggressive with the safeties and all the blitzing and stuff that he would do. But man, what a season he had in Denver. Triple-digit tackles over there, and really played his ass off. He was ranked highly graded by Pro Football Focus and everything. So, that's one that's not really talked about it as much.
Imagine if Weaver gets a job and leaves, and then you have another defensive coordinator, and that forces changes, dude.
Yeah,
and it does not allow you to get any kind of chemistry going, unfortunately, and that just. It's not productive, man. It's just not productive to continue to change coaches because there's a trickle-down effect to it. And it ends up affecting you as a front office too because, Flo comes in and he can't get along with Minka. Now you got to get rid of Minka. And you thought Holland would be the answer, and now you're going to lose Holland. And in the first place, if Flo gets along with Minka, you would have never had to go through the Holland mess now. You would have had your safety in place, but you switch coaches, and now you lose Minka, and you ended up getting rid of Flo anyway. It just, whatever.
Yeah, at least the good thing is it does now. Yeah, you are retaining Anthony Weaver, so now you will have him for a second season, and then he'll be a prime candidate next year. Now that's usually the big problem, like something that teams say, well, that's a good problem to have, is when you're doing well enough where you have coaches to go. So the problem is the Dolphins aren't backing it up with the playoff success that like the Detroit Lions lost in the divisional round, but we're the number one seed. They got to the NFC Championship last year. The Eagles, there was 1 year where they lost both coordinators after they made the Super Bowl. It's like, those teams, the 49ers have had this happen. But those teams are, because they're making deep playoff runs and are winning their division and at the top, the Dolphins are still in this sort of quandary, and then you still almost have your defensive coordinator poached. But fortunately, the Dolphins will have Weaver back. So actually, it's the first time in a long time that the Dolphins will have both coordinators. Well, actually, so offensive and defensive coordinator, but you're not bringing back a special teams coordinator. So if you just go by all coordinators, then you're not bringing back all of them. But between offense and defense, it's the first time in a long time that it's both of them coming back in a year.
Yeah, good shit, man. All right, what do you got going on in the Sentinel so folks can check you out?
Yeah, as you mentioned, I wrote a fascinating story on what Daniel Jeremiah had to say separately on the Dolphins pick and also on Cam Ward at the top of the draft, to be clear. Today I'll be writing about I think the prospect I'm going to write on that I talked to at Pete Bomarito's is Hayden Connor, the guard from Texas, who actually I'll go ahead and reveal what's going to be in there, is that that Texas took some plays from the Dolphins this past year is what he told me. So maybe could be a fit there if Texas was running a lot of the same concepts, outside zone. So maybe a guard that the Dolphins could find later in the draft. Remember, Mike McDaniel was at the Texas Pro Day. It was all those viral clips of him talking to Xavier Worthy last year. So maybe some connections there. And then I'll cover Dolphins Cancer Challenge. There's always going to be interviews with maybe it's Jalen Phillips out there, and then it's right into the combine starting next week as we transition.
There you go. Freeze your ass off. All right. Follow on Twitter at David Furones _ and catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. David, have a fantastic weekend, my brother. We will catch up on Tuesday, my friend. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got it. And, of course, Welton Rayom. Nobody better than Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. They are the dynamic duo you want. And by the way, with the laws we have now in Florida, they favor the corporations. They don't favor you. So the most important thing you do is hire the right lawyers, because if you don't have the right lawyers, you're going to be in a really tough situation. Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom, they're the right lawyers. Lots of our listeners have already hired them over the last couple of years. I myself have experienced it, and it was amazing. Even one of our listeners up in Orlando hired Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. A bunch of our listeners out in the West Coast, unfortunately, went through some of the storms. They hired Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom after going through these brutal storms that we went through the last hurricane season. So bankruptcy also becoming an issue for folks because they're ringing up their credit cards. 954-966-4646. Personal injury, homeowner property damage. Call Daniel Rayom and Jeff Welt. And by the way, the consultation is completely free. 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
All right. We got some interesting crypto news. Bybit ETH multi-sig cold wallet just made a transfer to our warm wallet about an hour ago. It appears that this specific transaction was musked. All the signers saw the Must UI, which showed the correct address, and the URL was from @safe. However, the signage message was to change the smart contract logic of our ETH cold wallet. This resulted hacker took control of the specific ETH cold wallet. We signed and transferred all our ETH in the cold wallet to this unidentified address. Please rest assured that all other cold wallets are secure. All withdrawals are normal. I will keep you guys posted as more develops. If any team can help us track the stolen funds, will be appreciated. So, this is why you got to be careful and take everything off exchanges. Do not keep anything on exchanges. Keep it in your cold storage wallet. And then these are the things that happen sometimes. Okay? So, yeah. It'll be fine. Whatever. They'll figure it out. They'll track it down. They'll lock it down. They'll do what they always do. It is what it is. So they'll figure it out. But yeah, I saw it while we were talking. Speaking of crypto, and there's a lot of stupid people out there. This guy is going to take advantage. Kanye West. He plans to drop the Yeezy token. He will own 70% of it. So, man, Haktua can screw people over. Trump screws people over. Millet screws people over. Kanye West goes, there's a lot of stupid people that are willing to give their money away. And there's no more Gary Gensler. So why don't I do it? A lot of my fans might be stupid enough to buy because there's a lot of you stupid people out there. And the Trumpster knows that, well, the people around the Trumpster set it up through the Trumpster, but he knew he could sucker the Melania coin. They kept 90% of it, dude. So, just in case. But, hey, he's going to make a bunch of money. Oh, by the way, I forgot the Barstool guy, Dave Portnoy, rug pulled a bunch of people, too. Famous people are all they do now is take out a coin, and their sicko fans end up just buying it because they're stupid, and then they just rug pull and take the money out. So Yeezy sees it and says, all right, I can do this too. And you can, Yeezy. You can. You can. There's a lot of stupid people out there. Anyway, let's see. Big O, I still say trading Minka Fitzpatrick was a mistake because Flores didn't like him, but that's what are you going to do? The two are fighting. Flores didn't want anything to do with the guy. It happens, man. So one guy doesn't want to be here and the other guy doesn't want him there anymore. You know? But hey, you know, some of you guys still like Flo for some reason. Wish we got rid of our offensive coordinator, LOL. Yeah, well, unfortunately. Checking in late. Thank you, Mike No-Go Zones. Very nice of you, sir, to check in, period. I'm bald as hell. Any hair looks good to me, says Chase One. Let's see. What do we have here? Greer thinks he can find a great safety every few years. He's overconfident at this position is real. His overconfidence at this position is real. Well, he's going to have to find another one now. My problem is the coach. I can't get past the coach. It's like, it doesn't matter what offseason they have. They don't have the coach. Sean, quick break, please. I got to clear my throat. Appreciate it.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
All right. Thank you. Had to clear my throat. I'm stuffed. It's a weird, because it's not a body cold. You know, those body colds suck because your body feels terrible and you're down and all of that. And that's not the feeling I have. It's just phlegm, dude. That's all. It's just congestion. That's all it is. And there's no fever. There's no aches and pains. So it's cool. At least that part is good. But man, it's just odd. All right, let's do it. Hour number 2 begins with Manny Navarro and our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Caneswear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro. Exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
All righty. Let's see there. Sean Stanley. There we go. Now we got him. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
Feeling great, second week of vacation's almost up. Got to go back to work soon, but hey, man, I've been having a good time.
That's right. Get your shit straight, slacker. Let's go. Get back to work. All right, let's go. We need 800 stories a week. Back to writing. I was going to ask you, did you think Jonathan Feliciano was going to have the NFL career he had when he left the University of Miami at that time?
You know, I didn't think he would play as long as he did because he wasn't a guy that, was physically dominant. I thought he'd be a guy who probably played for a few years as a backup, maybe 4 or 5 years, and eventually that was it. But he had a great career. And, you talk about Al Golden and the time that he was here that maybe he didn't, really elevate the program. He got guys like Jonathan Feliciano into the NFL. He found them. Feliciano wasn't a very highly regarded prospect coming out of high school, out of Davie Western, but he developed into a pro. And there's a lot of good offensive linemen that came out of Miami under Al Golden's tutelage. So, but good guy. I enjoyed covering Feliciano in high school. Enjoyed covering him at UM, and even as a pro. And I had him on my podcast once. Came on to come back and talk to me a little bit about life in the NFL and all that kind of stuff. And happy for him. Glad that he made it as far as he did.
Sean, pull up the email I just sent you. Because, I know he retired. He just retired, and it's a 9-year career. So I go into my iPhone. This is fucking 9 years later. I go, all right, let me just spin. And I went to 2015. So I go, let me see if I can find, because I know I think it was Brandon Rodriguez, my producer then. Mm-hmm. And he took a picture of me interviewing Jonathan Feliciano. I look just like them, by the way. I do.
At that time, yeah.
I literally weighed 295 pounds at that time. Seriously, yeah. I'm not kidding around. And I'm sitting there with Chicolo and Feliciano, and there's one more guy. Sean, if you can pull up the pic, so I'm pretty sure you should have it by now. He's trying to pull it up now. Here we go.
Oh wow!
Can you tell? You know which one is me? Obviously, I'm the one with the pony.
Yes.
Obviously, Feliciano's to my left.
Oof.
Piccolo is to my right with his head down. Who's the
Yes.
guy? Who's the guy in front of me?
That's another offensive lineman, and
I know.
I'm trying to remember who he is off the top of my head. Like getting a good look at him, I got to look at the names, and I can tell you right off the bat who it is. I got to go back to the roster.
This is in Orlando. This is in Orlando. No, in St. Pete at the East-West Shrine game in 2000.
I think that's Tyler Horn.
Might
I
be.
think that's Tyler Horn.
Might be. I mean, if you
know
what, Sean, look at the 2015.
No, that's Shane McDermott.
Shane
McDermott.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Or maybe it's 2016 East-West, because it's in January. 2016 East-West Shrine roster. And who's that UMer there? But I got to tell you that at that moment, I didn't think that Jonathan Feliciano was going to have a 9-year NFL career and play at a very high level. He wasn't just like a fill-in or anything.
No.
He became a legit super solid starter.
Yeah, I mean, he how many games did he end up starting his career? I'm looking this up now as you're talking about him. 61 career starts, 113 games played. Again, I think credit to Al Golden, because this is a guy, I think his offers were like FIU and San Diego State or something like that. Akron maybe were the schools that were after him, I remember. And at the time when Miami signed him, like, oh, here we go. Miami signing these no-name offensive linemen, these reaches, because they can't get good players to come to the program, especially in light of what happened with Nevin Shapiro. Remember, that was during the Shapiro scandal years.
The freeze.
That's right. And the guy played absolutely phenomenal. I think he started 8 games as a redshirt freshman, 12 as at left guard the following year, and all 13 the year after that before going to the pros. So, consistent performer out of New York originally. Came down to South Florida, told me about that, moving down here with his mom and that whole transition. But tough kid, and again, congrats for a great career.
Yeah, man, great career. And you know what I love about how he retired? He told San Fran and the Bills, not the Raiders that drafted him, but San Fran and the Bills, that, hey, you guys make it to the playoffs and you need some help, I'll be there. But he was so upfront that he knew his body couldn't hold up for another year of pounding, that he didn't want to commit to a year that he may not be able to live up to.
Yeah.
And I thought, dude, here's Jimmy Butler, who was un descarado completamente, and being paid and not trying. And here's a guy that probably could have gotten away signing a 1-year contract and, half-assed it. And he no, but I'll be ready for the playoffs if one of you guys need me. I thought that's pretty stand up on his part, bro. It's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool.
And a guy that was pretty selfless throughout his career, put his body through a ton of being an NFL offensive lineman. What else more do you need to say, right? You're gonna get guys rolling up on you, playing through pain, all that kind of stuff, and
and he suffered Al Golden.
And he suffered through the Al Golden years, correct?
And poor Chicolo, man, he was played out of place. I wonder if somebody plays him from the get-go where he belongs, that give him the better, career / platform to then succeed at the next level. You know what I mean? Because that was rough, man. That was rough.
Those years were really tough on the kids. And I remember just the level of excitement at first with a lot of the local guys, and including Chicolo, when they were coming out of high school. They thought, man, we're going to be the guys who turn around Miami. And, they just became another group of guys that thought that was going to happen and failed. And unfortunately, didn't end well. But I'm glad they at least got to be professional athletes. Duke Johnson made himself a great NFL career as well. A guy that was a big time recruited part of that class, Chicolo, Feliciano. I mean, that class, when you go back and you look at it, pretty good years in terms of NFL guys.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Hey, by the way, is there anything going on facility wise? Any new things going on with the facilities?
No, I mean, they really slowed they really slowed down that process because of NIL in terms of them wanting to prioritize that, signing players and spending the money first towards that. So I know that my last conversation with some of the management at Miami was we're tabling it for later. Eventually, they do want to get back to building a football home of the future, super high ends. But I think right now it's more on the back burner versus up front.
Okay. All right. By the way, Carson Beck having interesting issues with his car.
Yeah.
And one of the Cavender twins, although they found hers.
Yes. Unfortunately for Carson, his car, his Lambo, I guess, has not been returned. They had the car stolen a couple days ago, I guess. And one of them, Hannah Cavender's car, as you said, was returned, the Mercedes. So, look, athletes have been targeted. A lot of them have been targeted here. It's not just them. Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Joe Burrow, Luka Doncic in the NBA, Bobby Portis. Guys have had their cars stolen. And apparently there's a ring out there, that South American ring, that they've been doing this, targeting athletes. And
somebody just got hit again. Somebody just got read it somewhere this morning. Somebody just got jacked. 2 players just got jacked. Yeah. So
it's happening quite frequently. And but look, the nice thing for Carson Beck and Hannah Cavender is I'm sure somebody is going to get them a new car. There'll be somebody else willing to lease Carson a brand new Lambo and say, hey man, you know what? We got you. You're our star quarterback down here.
Yeah. I'm sure that's like but damn, dude, they stole both his cars and one of the Cavender twins.
They're still living in a nice $5 million home near UM, so I wouldn't feel too bad for them.
No, I wouldn't. Rough night. You get your car stolen, and then the Twins go 7 of 23 last night, 0 of 4 from 3-point range. They had 8 turnovers also. So although I saw that from Georgia in that area, they were saying that his cars also get intercepted.
Yeah, he threw quite a lot of picks last season, but I think part of that was the bad receivers that he had. He didn't have a great receiver room. They also led college football in drops. So when they're unreliable out there and not really helping you out, you tend to throw more picks than you probably should.
Yeah, but it was still a funny ass line, so I had to say.
I loved it. It was perfect timing.
It was just absolutely great. By the way, don't forget to use our code BIG010 at Caneswear. And they are at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, right next to La Spada Subs. And again, Big O10, you will get 10% off. And if you order online over $99, you will get free shipping. And Jeff and the boys, they get that thing out right away. So when you order, they ship it, and you'll get it within a day or 2 or 3. I'm telling you, it's crazy how fast they ship out. So check it out there at Caneswear.com.
Welcome to Caneswear.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at Caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
We step into the world of big dreams, big moves, and big money. It's the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. After 40 years, the Big Cheese remains dedicated to serving the finest Italian dinners, pizza, pasta, subs, and salads. All of their pasta is imported from Italy and cooked fresh every day. Visit BigCheeseMiami.com. Now, let's find out who's the Big Cheese the Miami Hurricanes are working on with insider Manny Navarro.
All right. Let's find out what's going on. And of course, if you want to enjoy some amazing food, you visit our friends at the Big Cheese, man. Billy and Gary, they know how to get it done. They've been doing it for over 40 years. Their employees have been there for 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. It's amazing how long. That's why it's a family. And It's like a little hall of fame, a Canes hall of fame. The memories on those walls is just absolutely amazing. Go check it out. All right, Manny, let's get into the big cheese. Let's talk a little bit about the 4-star CB, Javari Flowers. What's the latest with him?
Yeah, Javari, look, he reclassified from 2026 to 2025. And so Miami has been in his recruitment. He's out of Miami Northwestern High School, top 100 player in the class, consensus, according to all the scouting services. Super fast, about 5'10", 175 pounds, special in the return game, just a flyer, a track kid. He's basically narrowed down his choices to North Carolina, Auburn, Florida, Georgia, Syracuse, and Miami. Miami is going to get the last visit before he makes his formal announcement on March 31st. So, yes, February came and went. We're almost done with February. The kid didn't sign, but after reclassifying, he can still sign with the school here because the period remains open, right? You can still sign late. And so he will sign with the school, and Miami's sitting in a really good position because they got the last visit. You want to be the last team to sort of get a chance to speak to a guy before he makes his announcement. I think, he's been to Miami a bunch of times. Auburn and North Carolina are basically two new teams that he's going to go visit there. They haven't really been on the radar. So you are going against Bill Belichick for this kid right now. But I think Miami has an edge, and we'll see. I think it'll either be Miami or Florida probably in the end.
All right. I'm like, I wish sometimes I could get some of Mario and some of Mike McDaniel, and maybe I can come up with like a complete coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like one guy is too pass happy, and then the other guy is too conservative at times, although he allowed his offensive coaches to, get a little wild and let Cam be himself too at this time. But the heart and soul, he still understands that you've got to run the ball and you've got to be tough at the line of scrimmage, something that Mike McDaniel doesn't understand. And this is one thing I do like about Mario. And now we got the Jackson Cantwell kid. He gets it, bro. Go get those hogs up front. Go get guys that can punch people in the mouth and you can shove the ball down their throats. And that's something that I loved about the Canes last year was that running game was a punishing running game that really complements and helps any quarterback. Tell me about Cantwell.
Yeah. Special talent, 6'8", 305 pounds, built right now to be a starter in college. Kid out of the
NFL.
What's that?
In the NFL, 6'8", 305. Yeah,
305. Yeah.
He's got an NFL body already. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and played in the Under Armour All-American game already as a junior. They started taking juniors because most of these guys are signing early and are in their new schools by January. So anyway, this kid, he's got Miami in his top 6 right now, along with Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Missouri, and Michigan. The fact that Miami is in it for the number 1 offensive tackle in the country and he is seriously considering them shows consistency on Mario's part. Yes, the program has not made the playoffs yet in his first 3 years. Yes, Miami still has not won an ACC championship in 20 years being in the league. But Jackson Cantwell knows that Mario Cristobal puts guys into the NFL, and along with Alex Mirabal, and that two-headed coaching tandem is one of the best in college football. And so they are a legitimate contender for Jackson, who, by the way, is being represented by the Rosenhaus agency. So if you're looking for underlying hints of where things might end up, well, Drew does do a lot of business with Miami players. And so you're hoping that maybe some of that ends up backing Miami in the long run. But look, Miami's got Francis Mauigoa. He's going into his final season essentially at Miami. This is year 3. We know that, he's an NFL type first round pick potential type player. You want to continue the trend. You want to continue to land the best offensive tackle in the country every single year, especially when Mario Cristobal is your coach. So I think it's good news that right now it looks like Miami will be getting an official visit from Cantwell, who's been to campus many times already. He's been down here. and he's considering them with the other major schools.
He sees Jalen Rivers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a kid that's going to go in the NFL. He saw what Sewell is doing with Detroit. Yeah. So, I mean, this is that would make a lot. And again, that's one thing I do love about Mario. Because he's a former offensive lineman and he believes in running the ball. And I don't have a problem with that. You got to be able to run the ball, and it makes your quarterback's life so much easier when that defense respects the shit out of your running game. It just changes everything for the quarterback, dude, when you can the running game.
And I think consistently, again, it's everybody always says it starts with the offensive and defensive lines, and it's the reality of it. I mean, Ohio State didn't necessarily have the greatest offensive line, but they won the line of scrimmage, right? They won the line of scrimmage, and I think Mario's emphasis on that at his core is what could potentially lift Miami back to being a national championship contender. If you don't win the line of scrimmage, which is what was happening for a long time here, even though they were putting Jonathan Feliciano in the NFL and Chantrell Henderson and, different guys that played here that were talented, they weren't winning the line of scrimmage. And I think the one thing you can say for Mario, and you go back and you look at those Cam Ward highlights from this past season, they win the line of scrimmage. Cam Ward, was scrambling around back there and holding on to the ball for 20 seconds, but the offensive line was also blocking for all 20 seconds. And that's why these guys are going to get drafted, because Mario knows how to coach them up.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I'm looking forward to that. All right. 4-star cornerback, Jalen Waters. What's the latest there?
Sefner Armwood kid in the 2026 class, and, big time prospect who was committed to the University of Florida. Well, guess what? Miami went out and they stole Florida's defensive backs coach, right? We talk about the DBs and how that was such a huge problem for Miami. Well, Will Harris is coming over. He's going to be the new safeties coach. This is a former recruit of his. Miami has landed guys out of Sefner Armwood in the last couple of years. Gerard Pringle and Kellen Wiley are two guys that were part of the 2025 class. Pringle's a running back. Wiley's a linebacker. It only makes sense that you continue to build this pipeline into the Tampa area, and get a guy in this kid who could really help you. Now, right now he's uncommitted. He's probably going to take a visit to Auburn, but when you start looking at the 2026 class, and I've told you this, most of these guys settle into their school in June and July, right? The fact that Miami took his DB coach and he's a top 100 cornerback, we talk about reloading that position, restocking it every single year. Guys are going to enter the transfer portal. Guys are going to leave. You're going to need to add guys in the portal, but you also still got to continue to recruit. And so the fact that Jalen Waters could end up in Miami's class is good news, because he is a legit star cornerback. And like I said, the fact that two of his former high school teammates are already here sits well for Miami.
All right. What do you got going on in the Athletics so folks can check you out while you're vacationing, you bum?
Yeah, they're very happy. Even though I'm on vacation, I'm still attending meetings. I was in a meeting Wednesday in terms of roster building and recruiting and transfer portal and all that kind of stuff. So when I come back, I will have a column on all the interesting player movement in the offseason. From a big picture perspective, ACC, SEC, Big Ten, who won the wars, etc. Any interesting trends that are going on in the transfer portal. So I'll be writing about that stuff when I get back to work next week. I'll probably end up doing a podcast. I haven't done one in a while. The Eye on the U podcast. So that's stuff that people will be able to check out.
There you go. Follow him on Twitter, Manny_Navarro. And better yet, subscribe to The Athletic so you can get news on all sports, including the Miami Hurricanes. Manny, as always, thank you, my brother. Have a great weekend. We'll catch up next week.
All right, brother. Take care.
You got it. There you go. And the Big Cheese. And BigCheeseMiami.com is the website. 8080 Southwest 60. There's all kinds of stuff for your business, for your school, for your charity, whatever. 305-662-6855. The garlic rolls are to die for. And then it just goes on and on, from the lasagna and the baked ziti and the seafood pasta and the chicken francais and the sauteed chicken and the fried mozzarella. And I could just keep talking about the menu. It's just extensive. So go check it out. And it is delicious. All the pasta is shipped from Italy, cooked fresh daily. Amazing. BigCheeseMiami.com.
You've been listening to the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. At the Big Cheese Miami, they continue to purchase the same high-quality ingredients that the most expensive Italian restaurants use. The difference is they serve large portions at a family price. Visit the Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-662-6855 or go to thebigcheesemiami.com. Go Canes!
I laugh because just to get off a little bit on the sports side, just to talk a little bit about this, but it's funny to me how the market reacts because Bybit gets hacked and their wallet gets hacked with Ethereum, and then Ethereum drops and people sell. What kind of a dumbass are you? What does that have anything to do with it? And it's like there's a lot of people that aren't really very smart, and you shouldn't be investing. And the smart people that saw the dip, well, I hope you bought it. That's what you're supposed to do. Oh, man. It's too funny. I mean, it's just stuff that you can't make this stuff up, dude. You really can't make it up. It's amazing to me. Anyway. All right. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? Remember, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make, of course, a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which we always appreciate that. And thank you all out there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very kind, as always. And by the way, you can make a donation through PayPal also. That's the other way to do it. Mike will prove us wrong. Please, Big O, give me a blind-ass fan alert. Dolphin Dave, you want a blind-ass fan alert? Well, sir, you will get one. Go ahead, Sean.
Blind-ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind-ass fan coming through.
You guys are a trip. Anyway, what else do we have? Morning O checking in late. Ocala Joe, he smashed it, and the like button too. Better late than never. Have a great weekend. You too, sir. Thank you, thank you. And please don't invest, and by all means, don't procreate. I agree. If you bought the Melania and Trump coin and Haktua coin and whatever the Dave Portnoy coin is and the Yeezy coin, none of you should procreate. None of you. Okay? Please. I'm right there. I'm with Cosa Nostra on that one. Okay? You bought those meme coins, you shouldn't. No. You should not be allowed to produce a child because that child will be at a huge deficiency right from the get-go. And I think that's child neglect. A person like you having a kid is child neglect. That's kind of the way it is. So if you invested in those coins, yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Zach Martin, Booger, is going to retire from the Dallas Cowboys. I don't blame him for retiring. One, his body's beaten up already at this point, and the Cowboys are going nowhere. So why put your body through it? Dude, you're a first ballot Hall of Fame offensive lineman. That guy had Do you know how many holding penalties Zach Martin had in his career? What do you think? What do you think? Just take a guess.
The fact that you're asking, I'm going to say it's low. So 25?
7. Seven. Eichenberg has that in 2 weeks. 7 holding calls in his career. Can you look it up? How many years was it? 9, 10? Something like that? 7. Seven holding calls in his career. Wow. 7. He's special, bro. He's special. Yes, sir.
He was drafted in 2014, so about 10 years.
Less than 1 a year. If Zach has two holding calls in one season, that's it. He's had a horrible year. Cut him. Cut him. It's over. What do you mean? He had 2 holding calls in 16 games, 17 games, depending on the year. That's it. He's lost it. 7. Stupid. It's crazy. Anyway. You know what I forgot to do, Sean? You guys didn't remind me. Now that I remember the Furones thing, you know that I forgot to play the whole Chris Perkins and what was it, Steve Shapiro? So I wonder, is it under Perkins or Shapiro? Let me see if it's under Perkins or Shapiro. Remember, I promised you guys that, but none of you guys remembered. Let me see if it's under Perkins or Chris Perkins or Shapiro. Because it was a very funny scene. Let me see if it's under Chris Perkins. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Shappy. I'm going to go to Shapiro and see if it's under Shapiro. It's probably under Shapiro since he's the one that made the mistake. Oh, man. I don't see it here. What a shame. What a shame. I don't know where I have it now. That sucks. That sucks. I do have Al Golden.
If they were exposed to Mr. Shapiro, clearly, we have to make sure that we prevent that from going forward. So how do you do that? Well, you do that by getting to the facts, by getting to the truth.
About the players getting exposed to Shapiro. It's a shame that I cannot find it. I mean, I'm sure it's somewhere there. It's just, unfortunately, I don't know where the hell it is. And I don't know what I labeled it. What a shame. Damn, dude. If I could only find that thing. Let me see if And I know it's somewhere there. Well, damn it. Although I am seeing like a lot of funny sound bites. You know?
Look at my ass.
You know, there's a lot of stuff there that I'm seeing that, you know, could entertain you all out there. In other words, but man, if I only had that sound bite. I'm looking here in another area to see if maybe all right. If the kids are in the room, you may want to get them out. Okay. Here is Steve Shapiro and Chris Perkins coming on the show.
Boy, those would be good gets. Hey, Perk, we got about 15 seconds. Have you seen the Kobe Bryant video? And he doesn't really do this, does he?
I've seen the video, but Steve, you know what? I saw that on That's Incredible back in the 70s. I'm unimpressed. Anybody can jump.
Good gets. Hey, Perk, we got about 15 seconds. Have you seen the Kobe Bryant video? And he doesn't really do this, does he?
I've seen the video, but Steve, you know what? I saw that on That's Incredible back in the 70s. I'm unimpressed. Anybody can jump over a car now, Steve. Come on, give me something special.
All right, Prick. Well, I don't believe I just said that. What I wanted to say was Chris Perkins. I wanted to say Perk, and I combined two names.
Come on, give me something special.
All right, Prick. Well, I don't believe I just said that. What I want.
For a car now, Steve. Come on, give me something special.
All right, Prick.
You want something special? I got something special.
Come on, give me something special.
All right, Prick. Well, I don't believe I just said that. What I wanted to say was Chris Perkins. I wanted to say Perk, and I combined two names. All right?
All right.
Off to Toronto tomorrow night.
All right, Steve. Thanks,
All right,
man.
Perk, the great Chris Perkins right there. Keep laughing, Perk. All right, on to baseball.
And he had to say Perk a whole bunch of other times. By the way, he combined two names. Who's Prick?
All right, Prick. All right, Prick. All right, Prick.
There you go. There you go. I knew I had it somewhere. The stuff I have here, it's just...
Yeah, one calling the ungrateful biatch hotline.
I just have a ton of stuff here that would be just absolutely awesome. You know what I'm saying? But what are you going to do? The one I got to find, and that this would bust Ira's chops, is the one with him and Alonzo. And I know I have it somewhere. I just don't know where the hell it is, but I have it somewhere.
What do you know? I'm a football fan. Yeah, I thought a Giants fan. And if you really were, you'd know it's the obligation of every true blue Giants fan. If you see Tom Brady, you tell him he sucks balls.
I mean, I really wouldn't argue with anything that was said there at all. Right? So there you go. There you go. You guys want me to keep playing sound bites? Huh? Is that what you want?
I got busted.
Yeah. All right. There you go. I found it. Let's see, what else do we have? Big O, the short-term overreacting types give the volatility that savvy investors can take advantage through DCA and patience. Amen? Amen. So, Dak Prescott's going to suck even more. Yeah, probably. So he's averaging half a holding call every 4 years. Yeah, it's just, it's insanity. Big O, the Mahomes senior incident was staged. Yes, we talked about it yesterday on the show. You can check it out. But yes, it was staged. My mill once was writing names on her solo cups. She took a shortcut and wrote prick on mine, unknowingly insulting me. Oh, wow. the great Michael Scott. Do the 1800 Biatch hotline one. Well, I mean, you have it already. You can just rewind yourself on YouTube and you can do it all over. I got to pull up the whole thing again and find it. I'm not going to do that. Sorry. I already went over it. But anyway, there you go. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. The amazing Alan Blanco, custom printing and embroidery. Canada defeats the USA 3-0 in overtime as Connor McDavid gets the goal in overtime. And the 51st state defeats the 11th Providence. And they win the Four Nations face-off. Tonight, the Miami Heat take on the Raptors. 7:30 tip. Heat are favored by 3. Over and under is 219.5. Saturday, Nova Southeastern taking on Florida Tech. Nova Southeastern looking for their 78th consecutive home victory. Last night, Miami did not have victory. They lost to Notre Dame badly. The Lady Canes lost 82-42, and the Cavender twins combined for 7 of 23 shooting, 0 of 4 from three-point range, and 8 turnovers. Sunday, they'll take on Wake Forest at noon. Saturday, 6 o'clock, Cavender twins performed like the Dolphins in a clutch moment. I'm sorry. Saturday, 6 o'clock, Va-Tech boys taking on the UM men's basketball team. They're 6-20 and a riveting 2-13 in the conference. Also on Saturday, the Panthers are back in action. Don't expect Matthew Tkachuk to be playing for a couple weeks probably. 6 o'clock will be the face-off at Amarant Bank. The Kraken and the Panthers. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. What else do we have going on? Let's get to a little music, since we always love talking music here on the show, music news, and different things going on. Let's go first with music history. I'm sorry, musicians celebrating birthdays today. Charlotte Church, the Welsh singer, born in this day in 1986. Michael Ward with the rock band The Wallflowers, born in 1967. Ranking Roger, rest in peace. He was born in this state in 1961 with The Beat and General Public. He passed away in 2019. I was going to see Rankin Roger with General Public, and unfortunately he passes away, and they had to cancel that tour date, and it was in California. And that was the first time that I had seen the Interrupters live that night, because I canceled those tickets going to that trip, because unfortunately Rankin Roger fell under the weather, and then he passed away after. That day I had, for that week, I rescheduled that night for the Interrupters, and they became one of my favorite, definitely my favorite ska band, but just absolutely one of the bands that I love to watch. And unfortunately, it came by us losing Ranking Roger, which was devastating for me, because I've seen Dave Wakeling many, many times, but I had never seen both him and Ranking together, which that was something that I unfortunately missed out on. Sucks. Who else do we have here celebrating birthdays? Vince Welnick, keyboardist with the Tubes, born in this state in 1951. David Geffen, film producer, record executive with, of course, Geffen Records, Asylum Records, Elliott, Roberts, all that good stuff. DGC Records, co-founding DreamWorks Records. He's done quite a bit. And that's it for musicians born on this date. Okay. Let's go with other famous folks celebrating birthdays on February 21st. Alan Rickman, the movie actor, born in 46. We lost him in 2016. Sophie Turner, actress. She is 29. Joe Alwyn, actor, 34. Corbin Blue, actor, 36. Jennifer Love Hewitt, Smoke Show, 46. Ashley Greene, movie actress, 38. Ooh, Nina Simeone, by the way, jazz singer, born in 33. We lost her in 2003. John Lewis, politician, born on 1940. We lost him in 2020. Jordan Peele, 46, comedian. Kelsey Grammer, actor, is 70. Who else celebrating birthdays today? You will be mentioning him, I would imagine. All right, Sean, what do you got for me in wrestlers?
We have Bertha Faye. She was born on this date in 1961. Sadly, we lost her in 2001. Billy Silverman, referee, turned 63 today. The man who I think you're probably referring to, or at least one of them, Brodus Clay, or Tyrus. You can see him on Fox News. He turns 52 today. Carlito will spit apples today. He's 46. Dos Caras is 74. The great Julia, your NXT Women's Champion, she turns 31. Oliver Gray is 38. A man who I got to share the ring with, the great Wes Briscoe, he turns 42. And Ricky, don't call me Starks Saints, turns 35 today on February 21st, 2025.
All right. By the way, Bybit has assured everyone that they are solvent and they will replace the 1.4 billion loss. Okay. So they will cover it. There you go. Cold storage wallet, bro. Use your own cold storage wallet. Don't count on anybody else. Don't do that. Okay. Let's go with music history. On February 21st, what happened in music history on February 21st? In 1964, the New York band The Echoes took on a new young unknown piano player by the name of Billy Joel. In 95, for the first time in 7 years, Bruce Springsteen performed live with the E Street Band. It took place at a New York City nightclub and was for a video Jonathan Demme's film Murder Incorporated. In 2006, Kid Rock filed a lawsuit to prevent the distribution of a videotape featuring him, Creed's Scott Stapp, being serviced by 4 women. In 2008, a computer expert was jailed for 2 years for electronically stalking Linkin Park singer Chester Bennington. The overzealous fan worked at a U.S. National Security Laboratory in New Mexico, where she used a computer to track the rocker, obtain his family photos, and access his email and voicemail. There you go. And that's what happened today in music history. We have some bad news. Although it looks like it'll turn out all right when it's all said and done. But Kansas, just recently saw Kansas about a month ago, is taking a break from touring as Ronnie Platt, who we've had on our show, Ronnie Platt, by the way, the singer, undergoes treatment for thyroid cancer. The singer recently revealed his diagnosis on Facebook, assuring that it's just a bump in the road before everybody gets all excited. It has a 99% survival rate. It has not spread, he wrote. It's contained to my thyroid. I have not. I just have to have my thyroid removed, go through some rehab, and be right back in the saddle. I sincerely appreciate everyone's positive thoughts and prayers. I have some absolutely amazing people going to bat for me, as it's been put to me. This is just a bump in the road, and it will be behind me very soon. So everyone, please carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are gone. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. No! Our goal is to be back on the road as soon as possible, said J.R. Rees in a statement. Right now, we're all focused on supporting Ronnie through this, and he'll get through it. Good dude, bro. Really, really, really good dude, Ronnie Platt. So he was also part of a band that I love called Shooting Star. But yeah, good people, man. Very good people. All right. Now it's time for the big smoke show. Let's start it off with Marissa Tomei. If your area code isn't 305 in your caller ID, I'd never consider you a Dolphins fan. Yeah, it's 786 is also a 954. So we're a big area. We're not a small area. So, it's a whole different ball game down here. Now, what Big O? Did you see that MMA match? 2 guys versus 3 IG models. I did not. Sean, you want to comment on that?
No, I just wanted to say, JC, you're a dumbass.
Hey, this is quarterback Ryan Tannehill, and you're listening to The Big O Show.
Thanks, Ryan. What's Ryan doing right now? By the way,
Hi, this is Raleigh Fingers, and you are listening to The Big O Show.
Raleigh Fingers is no longer with us, is he? We lost Raleigh Fingers.
Hello, everybody. Hello, I love you. This is Ray Manzarek of The Doors. You're listening to The Big O, a cool dude.
He was great, too. You want to hear an old promo?
Yes, that little Chico Pitbull, Mr. 305. Y'all already know what it is, Dade County's finest, and I'm putting it down right now with the the crazy Cuban Big O right here on Sports Radio 560 WQAM. Try to say that 5 times fast.
There you go.
Yes, that little Chico Pitbull, Mr. 305. Y'all already know what it is, Dade County's finest, and I'm putting it down right now. The crazy Cuban Big O right here on Sports Radio 560 WQAM. And I am a true Miami supporter. That means UM, the Florida Marlins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Heat. Yeah!
He didn't mention FIU.
I was going to say, where the hell's FIU at?
Dude, you know how old that promo is?
Was FIU a school then?
Yeah, no, it was.
Well, no, they're a school, but I mean football school.
I know, I'm old.
No, but did they have athletics back then? Like the football program? Was that around?
Yeah. Wait a minute. No, I think it was. How old is the football program? Okay, Brian Spector made that promo happen. Okay, so make sure I like giving people credit when they deserve credit in that. Because we had him on the show, and then he got him to do the promo after and all that kind of stuff. So, but it was that was probably, I'm going to say 15 years ago.
Oh, well, then
it was young, right? The program was young.
Yeah, they were 2002 was their first season. They're 23 years old right now.
No, this was after 2002. This was like 15 years ago, 16 years ago, I would say. No more than that. Something like that. Yeah. By the way, the Heat's draft pick.
Hey, this is Shabazz Napier, and you're listening to the Big O Show.
Shabazz Napier. I'm just going through these.
We should have known from that promo how that career was going to go, right?
Exactly, right? Oh, God.
This is Steve Sharippa. You're listening to the Big O, and keep listening.
That's right. You tell them. You tell them.
The biggest names, the best.
Hi, Rat and Rollers. This is Stephen Piercy from Rat. You're listening to the Big O Radio Show.
Yo, Stephen Percy. I'm a wanted man. Anyway. So. You guys don't enjoy any of that shit anyways, right? That's just crap. Nobody cares about that kind of stuff. But I do have a lot of old sound that would be very entertaining and stuff that is memorable that was said or shit that happened in our town. Sports, personally, all kinds of stuff. Big O, can I get some Wani sound? Oh, God, yes. I've got Wani sound like crazy. I have a Wani file. I can, and let me tell you something. The Wani file is classic because it has so many drops in it. Well, let's see here. Here we go.
We are bulletproof.
That's right. We're bulletproof.
You can't win in this league with Jay Feeler.
I added that. we used to play that.
You can't win in this league with Jay Feeler. I'm done talking about that. I don't know a whole lot more than you do.
No, you don't.
Faulty reporting by somebody.
Faulty reporting.
You got free pizza. Back off.
You got free pizza. Back off.
Give me a name.
Give me a name.
That's a good point.
It is a good point.
With the lights in your eyes.
Yeah.
We're a little bit thin there.
Yeah, just a little bit thin.
There's no excuse for that.
One of the great Wanstead predictions.
There's not going to be a hurricane.
And we got one. Okay. And remember, with Wanstead, there's nothing.
No, nothing Pacific to talk about.
There's nothing Pacific to talk about. Okay. That's.
No, nothing Pacific to talk about.
Nothing Pacific to talk about. With Wanstead, it was a mute point, and there's nothing.
No, nothing Pacific to talk about.
Nothing Pacific to talk about. Nothing Atlantic, nothing Caribbean, nothing Red Sea, nothing. Nothing.
No, nothing Pacific to talk about.
Nothing Pacific to talk about. Okay? So no Indian Ocean, no nothing. Sorry. No.
You still limping with that thing?
Yeah, we're still limping with that thing. If yours was as long as mine, you'd be limping with that thing too.
Anybody want to talk about the Patriots?
No, we don't want to talk about the Patriots.
That's not good.
No, it's not good.
We'll take a look at that.
Yep. That's what Wani says. We'll take a look at that. So there you go. I mean, I'm sure you guys can listen to just, Dave Wanstead sound bites. I used to use sound bites all the time in the shows. I used to weave them out and all that back in the day. Obviously, very influenced by some guy named Neil Rogers or something, So that was kind of. I even created a weed file. So whenever weed would come into the story.
That's why he has to depend on marijuana.
Exactly.
Feel comfortable rolling out.
Yep, exactly.
Give me the weed, good ganja weed.
Only burners like you get high.
Yep.
Where would Josh get pot?
You're going to be doing a lot of doobie rolling.
Oh, I have Don Shula. Oh, I have one of the greatest Shula sound bites in the history of mankind. And right now, that Shula soundbite goes with what's going on in the world right now. You know that? I thought about this Shula soundbite the other day. And so you know how everybody is freaking out with Elon Musk, right? Elon's delving into every part of our government, and he's into private stuff and all that, which, okay. And if you were going to do this stuff the right way, you would have somebody independently behind him, right? Checking it out. But that doesn't really happen. So when things were going bad with the Dolphins, Shula came out and said,
I hope they evaluate the evaluators.
What was that again?
I hope they evaluate the evaluators.
I hope they evaluate the evaluators. I think you would want somebody to evaluate what Elon is doing. So at that moment, everybody that was replacing Shula was a clown show and all that. And so the decisions that were being made weren't very good ones. So he came out and dropped the bomb.
I hope they evaluate the evaluators.
That to me was one of the greatest Shula sound bites of all time.
I hope they evaluate the evaluators.
And it's just, that's it right there. You want a Shula soundbite? That's a Shula soundbite right there, baby. That is a Shula soundbite. I mean, the stuff I have, I gotta, think about it, or you'll remind me, because it's so much that I have that it just is crazy, man. We are absolutely loaded. Let's see, what do we have here? Sam Madison.
My whole thing was somebody told me that I would finish my career here and I would be playing with one of the best corners, because I didn't want to go on the free agent market and play with another corner that I don't know anything about. That's how guys tend to, whatever they've done, they usually go to the crapper.
So that became a drop.
That's how guys tend to, whatever they've done, they usually go to the crapper.
So we cut it down. There we go.
Boola, boola.
Little Mad Dog for you.
Ricky rocks my socks.
Yeah.
Captain Curtis Stevenson, you'll be back here tomorrow with a panel. You'll have Joe Zagacki and Steve Goldie Goldberg. Ricky rocks my socks.
Mad Dog, God bless you, brother. God bless you. There's just a bunch of stuff, man. Yeah. Bunch of stuff. Let's see. You got those one. Is that good for you, bro? Steve Gonzalez. Oh, you should add the sound bites of Chris Greer saying him and McDaniels chuckled at O-line. Yep. That would be one. Do you have any Hank absolutely cursing somebody out? I don't think I have anything like that. Hank cursing somebody out. May not have that. I'm not sure. I'm just going to look under Hank and see if I have anything under Hank Goldberg.
I'm going to tell you something. I've been hearing horror stories about.
That's it. There you go. I guess we turned that one into a soundbite.
It's hammer time.
That's it.
We're not going to do it.
You're not? Oh, then don't do it. What can I tell you? There you go. What else? What else do we have going on in the world of sports? Talked about it with what's it called? With Furones. The Chargers may be cutting Joey Bosa, the number 3 pick in the draft. Been a hell of a player, but also missed a lot of games with injuries. It's interesting. Is he a guy you take a chance on? Since the Dolphin Nation is so frustrated with players that are constantly injured. You know? I saw that and I was like, wow. But they're going to let go of Chubb probably after June 1st, I think, to open up some cap space. I'm pretty sure of that. So would they make a commitment to something like I doubt that. But I saw that and I know I got to nip it in the bud because I know some of you are going to say, well, let go of this guy, but you can pick up Bosa and get him cheaper. And Bosa may have to sign more of an incentive-laden deal. It's a shame, right, that their dad had the injuries and both the sons have had injuries. But they've been able to stay on the field more than the dad, unfortunately. You know. Anything with Marino? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have Marino. I think I have a Marino file. Maybe. Do I? Let me see. It's a good one. I don't know if I have. I know I have some Marino sound bites. But let me see. I know I have a couple of Marino sound bites.
There's no better feeling in the world than beating the Jets in the Meadowlands.
That was, I recorded that when he got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he was talking in the round table at the Hall of Fame in Canton, and Steve Young and, the other guys that went into that class, they were all there in that round table. And he said that part that
There's no better feeling in the world than beating the Jets.
Yeah, there you go. What else? What else?
I drove a golf cart naked once.
He drove a golf cart naked once.
There must be some pretty dumb teams in the league.
Yep.
I just hope I do them proud. That's what I'd like to do, is just have fun and make all the Dolphin fans proud.
You did that, buddy.
I have talent. That's it. That's the answer. I can act. It's talent.
It's talent.
I made Jim Carrey what he is today, and I don't get any credit for it. I made him a star. What can I tell you?
That's it.
Dan, as a player, how tough is it to watch another team pick up a winning field goal like that?
These questions are ridiculous. I'll tell you how tough it is you work your butt off all week and then you lose a game like that and 3 points with 2 seconds left. That's how tough it is. You wouldn't know, would you?
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Dan, as a player, how tough is it to watch another team pick up a winning field goal like that?
These questions are ridiculous. I'll tell you how tough it is you work your butt off all week and then you lose a game like that and 3 points with 2 seconds left. That's how tough it is. You wouldn't know, would you?
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Marino was, he was on edge at times. You know what I'm saying?
Shame on them. It's their mistake.
That's right. Shame on you. If you knew it was a bad game, a bad day, you better ask the right questions, right?
Okay, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Dan. You're welcome.
What is my point?
I don't know. What is your point? Wow, I have Mario Cristobal here. This is from his FIU days.
For these players, for these coaches, for this university, our university community, it's an unbelievable day, a historic day, and one of the best stories in college football, not only this year but college football history.
That's when FIU made it to a bowl game.
Big, nasty dudes.
There you go. That's a big, nasty dude drop from Mario Cristobal.
I want to rock and roll every single day.
There you go. He wants to rock and roll every single day.
Popping pimples in a mirror.
Popping pimples.
We're young. We're developing.
That's it.
I have never, ever used performance-enhancing drugs.
Yes, you have, Marion Jones. You got busted. I mean, it's just the stuff that I have here. I'm just looking at it all. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
85% of the world's working. The other 15 come out here.
I got to play better for us to win. I can't throw it to them 3 times.
That's Mark Sanchez.
Joey the Fish here.
Marlins, Joey the Fish. Oh, what is it? Says Marlins unknown pitcher pissed explicit. Hide the kids.
Fucking question's that? I mean, what am I going to go out there and try to throw a shutout every time? No, that's not true. I mean, it's ridiculous, basically, that question. I'm trying to pitch the way I'm a Hawks fan is capable of pitching. Just like Kevin Brown goes out there, Al Leiter goes out there. You can't change the way you're pitching because then we all screwed up.
All right, there you go. I mean, I can. There's juicy stuff here that has happened in the history of sports. In South Florida, of course. Okay, South Florida. Yeah, well, actually, general sports too. I have some stuff. Look, I see some Mark McGuire stuff here. The Sultan of
Syringe.
There you go. Sultan of Syringe. Yeah, interesting. There's some stuff. Craig Minervini.
Boy, notice he has the shortest stick on the team by far. Boy, notice he has the shortest stick on the team by far.
Oh, I'm terrible, dude. We made these drops.
Boy, notice he has the shortest stick on the team by far.
Oh, I love it.
Take my thumb off and my ass go boom.
You just don't know what you're going to get here. I mean, it's just,
I think you can handle this, don't.
Lots of stuff. You never know. I could just go on and on and on.
The other day, she molested me.
I know. I mean, wouldn't it be nice? What can I tell you?
That's typical Randy Moss.
It is. Very typical. Do you have the Congresswoman screwing up Dwayne Wade's name? Oh, Wade Jones. I may have that somewhere. I don't know if maybe I put it under Wade. Let me see. I have that somewhere. I gotta have that somewhere.
That's one thing about the team. We got a lot of veteran guys on the team. We got a lot of guys that understand, how it looks. And, we're not going to put too much stress on every ball game. So we moving on. We're not going to stay at, look and say, man, we 8-7. Well, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, that was a joke.
It's not there. It's not in that one right there.
Thanks, Big O. I appreciate it.
That's Vontae Davis. Just crazy stuff. There's I would have to go looking for it.
Soldier.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't give a flying. You know what?
Exactly.
We don't care about nobody except it's you.
That's when Mr. Winslow went on his tirade.
It's war. They don't give a freaking, you know what, about you. They will kill you. They're out there to kill you. So I'm going to kill them. You write that in the paper. You write that. You make money off that. No, man, I'm pissed. All y'all take this down. I'm pissed, man. We don't care about nobody except it's you. We don't. If I didn't hurt him, he'd hurt me. They're gunning for my legs. I'm going to come right back at him. Soldier.
You guys are getting some classic shit. Okay? Just want you to know. You want some Mad Dog? Picking on Will Allen?
Will Allen beaten like a cigar store mannequin. Will Allen beaten like a cigar store mannequin.
I don't see how I can get any lower than this.
No, you can't, Will.
Will Allen beaten like a cigar store mannequin.
Love it. Love it. You need Goldie Hawn to coach your team?
How about penetration? Do you know how to get good penetration?
See? These are things that you got to know. You guys got to know how to get good penetration. If you don't, I mean, it's just not really productive. You know what I'm saying? Wolverines! All right. There you go.
Yo.
Okay. Yow, yo. I remember that.
You suck.
Yes, we do.
You've got bail.
No, we do.
You give and you give and you give.
That's right.
You have got some brass, son.
Thank you. Appreciate you. So there you go. Any other requests that I might be able to pull up before I go? Because if not, I got to go. I gots to go. I don't have much of a voice left anyways, and we're already over 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? So
It's impossible.
it is impossible.
We're going to California and Texas and New York, and we go to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan, and then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
Most of you. The Howard Dean scream.
We're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. We're going to California and Texas and New York. And we go to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
That thing went viral for a long time, that scream. Most of you youngins and you have no idea what the hell that is. You know, you got to be a little bit more worldly, I guess, and follow politics and stuff. If not, you really probably won't know what's going on there.
Ho, 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 headbangers!
So, there you go. Okay.
Hey, this is Big O wishing you and your family
Nothing.
Hog farm.
There we go. We're wishing you a hog farm. What do we have here? How about the one with Colts coach? Yeah, I have what's it called? What's his name? Playoffs. That's a classic. The scream that ended a oh yeah, it completely ended the campaign. That guy's out of his mind. He's crazy. What's wrong with that guy? He's dead! Yeah, his campaign was definitely dead. There's no doubt about that. Okay.
It's called giving somebody the business.
Yeah. Oh, you want classics? Okay, wait a minute.
When you start telling me it doesn't matter, then retire. Get out.
Get out.
Because it matters.
Get out.
I did a bad job preparing this football team. Terrible job.
That's Herman Edwards.
When you get your butt kicked, you find out what kind of person you are.
That's right.
Let's don't get this thing twisted, okay?
No.
When you start telling, get out. It's called giving somebody the business. Hello? But there's no need to panic. I get questioned for 3rd and 5, running a draw, trying to tie the game up before the half. Why didn't you throw? Patriots had a 3rd and 4 on the 27-yard line. They ran a draw. They missed the field goal. No one questioned them, but I get questioned because we lost. But I understand that. It's part of it.
That's right.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports. You play to win. And I don't care if you don't have any wins. You go play to win.
That's right. You play to win. Gotta love it. Herm Edwards. What was the playoffs guy's name? What was his
Mora.
name?
Jim Mora.
Jim Mora. So it would be under J, I would think. If we have it. I know I have it somewhere. But maybe it's not under. No, it's not under Jim Mora. Maybe it's just under Mora. Which is kind of weird that I would put it under Mora. Am I going to remember it under the... Well, maybe sometimes I might put it under the last name. You know? It could be.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
That's right. Exactly.
We couldn't do diddly poo offensively. We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. The second half, we couldn't stop the run. Every time they got the ball, they went down and got points. We got our totally kicked in the second half. That's what it boiled down to. It was a horse performance in the second half.
That's right.
In my opinion, that sucked.
It did. It sucked. There you go. All right. There you go. All right, folks, we're out of here. We appreciate you. Hopefully you got entertained with some sound. You know what the one I have to find? I have to find the Jimmy Johnson that we're going to be special. I know I have it somewhere, but I have to find it. That one, I don't have it recorded. That one, I have it in some cassette somewhere. And I have to find it in that cassette. First of all, I have to hope that those cassettes still work. You know what I'm saying? That it hasn't degraded to that point. But anyway, thank you all out there. Those of you that sent in a donation, Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, thank you. If you sent in a super chat, appreciate you immensely. Hit the like button. Visit our amazing sponsors like Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines, folks. All right? Visit them. Larry Schlossberg and the folks out there at Moody's Dental. Make sure you visit them. R&M Contractors and Custom Drywall. Cutter's Edge Pro. Hialeah Park Casino. We were there yesterday. We got some great sponsors. Make sure you visit them and tell them if you get a chance that Big O sent you. That will be very important. We thank, of course, the great Sean Stanley for making it nice and easy for us to broadcast every single day and get it done. We'll see you all on Monday morning at 10 a.m. Have a fantastic and blessed weekend.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.